The basic building blocks for all matter is an atom. As you saw in slide 2, magnesium combines with oxygen when it burns. So magnesium is an atom, or we also say it's element because it's a collection of atoms. So element is a substance consisting of only a single type of atom. So magnesium strip in the previous slide in the demo would be an element. When it combines with oxygen, it becomes magnesium oxide. So in the chemical formula, we write it like this, MgO. Magnesium oxide is considered to be a compound. So you will have to know the difference between the element and compound and what type of compound exists. So compounds form when different elements chemically react together. So in the previous demo, element called Mg and another element called O2, which is oxygen gas, they combined chemically and they formed magnesium oxide. So some compounds have small structures, such as magnesium oxide or the water. It's made up of only a few atoms, but some other compounds have large and complex structures, as shown on the right side, like DNA, with thousands of bonded atoms. And there's also another term called molecules that we frequently use. So molecules refer to the group of atoms. Molecules are made up of two or more atoms, and they have to be made up of nonmetals. So if the atom that's making the group is made up of metals, it's not considered to be a molecule. So molecules can be an element in case that it's made up of only one type of element, only one type of atom, or it can be a compound when it's made up of different kinds of elements. So for example, down there, we're showing O2. This is a molecule, but at the same time, it's an element because it's made up of two atoms, but both atoms are the same kind. So we consider this as an element. But on the right side, this is showing the model of CO2. This is a molecule because it's made up of all nonmetal atoms, but it is a compound because it's made up of two different type of element. One type is a C carbon, the other type is a O. So here in this page, there are different examples of molecules. O2, we looked at it together. So this is a molecule, and at the same time, it's an element. So this is an element. The second kind is O3, ozone molecule, and it is also an element. H2O, water molecule, and at the same time, it's a compound. CO2 is a molecule, and at the same time, it's a compound. H2SO4 is also a molecule, and it is a compound. So in case of H2SO4, it's made up of three different kinds of atoms. It's made up of H, it's made up of S, and it's made up of O. So three different atoms make the molecule. So the summary is also there. So H2O and CO2 are both molecules and compounds. And things like O2 and H2 are molecules, but they're not a compound. They are element because it's made up of only single type of atom. Okay, so this page shows the different names and the formula for different chemicals. So So you have to identify whether they are element or compound, which should be pretty easy. So if you see two different types of atoms, they are compound. If you see only one type, they are element. So in case of the sodium chloride, it's a compound because we have two type of element, one being Na and the other one is Cl. So how do you know whether the letters represent the different elements or not? So for example, if you see Ni, N is a capital letter and I is a lowercase letter. So if you see the lowercase letter, these are basically one type of element. But in case of Cu, SO4, SO4, so C is a capital and S is a capital letter and O is a capital letter. So that means whenever you see the capital letter in the formula, it indicates the brand new element. So CuSO4 is made up of three different types of element.